I was born for a time like this. My energy will shape the future. Whether I fail or succeed will be my own doing. I am the force. I can clear any obstacle before me, or I can be lost in the maze. My life is my choice. My life is my responsibility. I hold the key to my destiny. Action is my opportunity. Greatness is my potential. I am the youth.
Today, 2 out of 3 sub-Saharan Africans are under 25 years of age, yet the average age of farmers in this region is close to 60 years old. Clearly, the elevation of today's young generation and their effective participation in agriculture in the region is essential to facilitate food security now and in the years ahead. FANRPAN has taken the bold step of recognizing the youth as an important stakeholder in agricultural advocacy. Hence, the 2011 and 2012 FANRPAN Regional Policy Dialogue in Swaziland and Tanzania respectively proudly boasted the theme "From Policy to Practice," advocating for active engagement of youth in agriculture value chains. This event created a unique platform for a number of the continent's young men and women to engage in the policy dialogue with representatives of governments, farmers, research bodies, the private sector and civil society.
We do not want young people to be involved in processes just because they're young. We want them to be involved because they have something to offer. They have something to contribute to. And so that is why we're moving into evidence-based policy making and programming.
Youth, can you come up with something that will make production more efficient?
To make farming make sense business-wise.
Their bright, inquiring minds as well as their verve, ambition and infectious energy was a breath of fresh air, validating FANRPAN's decision to include them.
It's wonderful to hear our youth speak, and it really shows we have a future.
I am very impressed that there is young people that are spending time and investing their intellectual capabilities in doing research, in doing studies, in doing surveys, because this is what the policymakers and the politicians need to hear.
During the 2011 dialogue in Swaziland, FANRPAN launched its program on youth engagement in agriculture. It was during that time that we commissioned 6 country case studies in Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, South Africa, and Malawi. Here we really wanted to find out what current and emerging youth policies and initiatives were happening in these countries. And to do that, we engaged 6 young people who were able to, at their country level, interview key personnel within the youth ministries, as well as people from different organizations working on youth projects. In 2012, during the Tanzania dialogue, these consultants came back to present their findings. They were able to share with stakeholders, after much consultation at country level, what they had found out, and also recommendations of how best to engage youth in agriculture.
We have across Africa broad policies of agriculture, but none of them are specific to young people and contextualize what they should be doing.
We've got Youth Development Fund. This has been highly politicized, and the interventions that are there, they are not really targeting young people in agriculture. It's something to do with other income-generating activities apart from agriculture.
I would like to work in a bank or telecommunication industry because agriculture doesn't pay. It is an old-fashioned activity for the elderly and poor people.
I was never told my parents to study hard to be a farmer, but I was told to study hard to be a lawyer or a doctor. So I think it should start from us, and we should encourage our children to study hard and pursue career in agriculture.
For Africa to achieve food security, youth must be regarded as critical agricultural role players, which requires support and dedicated tools.
In the past, we used to import a lot of stuff from South Africa, but now that the youth are serious in taking up agriculture, so the data is slowly showing a decline.
The agricultural sector has the most potential for diversifying the economy and providing a platform for young people to use their skills. It can provide employment opportunities for the youth, thereby alleviating poverty and even delinquencies. Entrepreneurship in the agricultural value chain is the ideal process by which youth can become conscious of business ownership as an option or viable livelihood alternative.
That we must rebrand and modernize the definition of what agriculture is. In order to do that, we need to have a holistic view of what agriculture is. So when young people are learning and young people want to engage in agriculture, they don't just see it as me digging a hole in the ground and so on. The value chain of agriculture is what we should be interested in.
Young professionals have the potential to make significant contributions to Africa's development at various levels. It is critical that development initiatives groom students and emerging professionals to contribute meaningfully to research for development.
Agricultural education must be modernized and it must be prioritized.
Reintroduce agriculture in primary and secondary school as an exam subject, but also promote school-based agricultural projects where young people can learn how or can have some basic farming skills and farming techniques.
In my university, there are 5 faculties, and the Faculty of Agriculture is the smallest one with smallest number of students. And you can see, sometimes you can feel the discrimination. It's like they are medical students, they are better than us. You can see these discriminations.
Very few modules and courses were really targeting myself to be an entrepreneur at the end of the day. It's my own initiative now to go into entrepreneurship as agriculture. All these institutions, they're just training people to be employees. That's the perception that we have in terms of our syllabus.
Information and communication technologies are revolutionizing the world. The opportunities presented by ICTs in agriculture are beginning to bear fruit in terms of attracting youth into the agriculture sector. These are various ICT tools that the youth can use to enhance and modernize their involvement in agriculture value chains, and FANRPAN creates sharing platforms for the youth across borders.
Agriculture has a very unique power to eradicate poverty, not only in Tanzania, but also across Africa. Young people have a strength and energy to foster agricultural development. There is no food secure Africa without African young farmers.
Young people require specific support, opportunities, and mentorship to develop into responsible and successful individuals in their chosen fields. Concerted efforts must be made to harness the potential of young people, to encourage and equip them with the skills and knowledge to fully engage in agricultural processes. The urgency of this matter cannot be overemphasized. Without engaging the youth, we will find it very hard to achieve sustainable food security in Africa.